headed. Oh, Eddie, you sneaky little bugger. But amazing is there, and they're going to go straight up towards Yellow Star. That's going to be a solo player and a kill instantly.
Goes up towards Chuck, there's the ace in the hole, and Chuck goes down.
I don't believe the wall comes in. This could be carnage. This could be an ace.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to week 7 of the European League of Legends Championship Series, broadcasting live from our studio here in Cologne, Germany. I'm Joe Miller, along with Martin de Fischer-Lunge, and we're ready to bring you another 4 big games today.
We had some fantastic matches yesterday, and today promises to be just as amazing with the likes of Gambit versus Fnatic on the cards.
But before we look at today, let's take a look at some of the news from around the league, starting with the GPL spring season, where AHQ and the Taipei Assassins continue to dominate their groups, with both of them currently sitting at 6-0, still waiting to see and waiting to find out which teams can actually beat them.
And also we had the OGN Masters with more games yesterday as SK Telecom T1 took on CJ Entis. Both SK teams were able to beat Blaze and Frost to put them 2-0 up in the series, and the final game saw SK T1S and Blaze have a rematch where Blaze were able to get some revenge. The 2-1 win put SK Telecom T1 to 2-0 and kept them top of the table.
And of course here in Europe yesterday we saw Alliance finally picking up their first odd week victory as they kept Fnatic on that losing streak.
And that was followed by another very solid SK performance as they took out the Super Hot crew. And then Millennium, they fell too far behind and weren't able to come back against a fresh-looking Gambit team who had a break in week 6.
And we finished the day with Roccat versus the Copenhagen Wolves. Roccat went with that double AP comp with Zazas playing LeBlanc up top, which actually the Copenhagen Wolves ended up coming out on top of. And as always, we continue to check in with you guys on Twitter, where you've been telling us about your favorite big moments in yesterday's matches. So let's take a look at your top 2 #LCS big plays from yesterday. Our first highlight comes from Svenskren's man drop after a Tibbers stun in their game against the Super Hot crew. That one was from Dennis Tau 1, he said. A bear drop and man drop. SK Gaming found the new Wombo combo. This is our second most tweeted about play. I like the move as well. They know that Nocturne is now not at least on that side. And here comes the Pantheon drop right in there. They're going for Mixer. The bear comes down on top of him as well. It's Candy Panda who picks up kill number 2. And the one that had everyone talking was that Froggen flash over the Orianna ultimate against Peke. That came from Patrick Quintile. He said, Froggen needs a serious nerf. The flash avoided Shockwave followed by the kill was just outstanding. This was your #1 LCS big play.
We do see Shook coming in from behind. Peke's in trouble.
Oh, Peke is in trouble. There is a decoy in the Cyclone, going to catch up Peke. Shockwave flashed away from. What a flash from Froggen. They pick up a kill. That was so well timed.
And the amazing thing about that one was the kill he got here plus the kill onto Cyanide was actually the reason he got early level 11 and also the Rod of Ages. So he popped the ultimate, Regis didn't expect the damage and just died down in the bot lane.
Yeah, amazing performance from Froggen. And remember guys, to keep sending those to us at LOL Esports and be sure to use the hashtag LCS Big Plays because we might just show yours in the show. But before we get today's games underway, let's check out where the teams currently are in the standings after yesterday's matches. Starting off right at the very top, we have a tie again. Gambit and Roccat both up there in the #1 spot at 10 wins, 5 losses. They're followed by SK Gaming in 3rd, who went positive finally yesterday at 8-7.
And we have another tie at 4th place with Copenhagen Wolves, Fnatic and Super Hot crew. We have Copenhagen Wolves on a 3-game win streak and Fnatic, they lost 8 games in a row now. 7th place, we have Alliance with 6 wins and 9 losses. And in the end, losing yesterday again, we have Millennium with only 5 wins and then 10 losses.
And here are the games that will change those rankings as teams continue to vie for that top spot. And, well, the first game is an absolute monster, isn't it? Fnatic versus Gambit. And then we'll move into the Copenhagen Wolves versus Millennium.
Then we have Alliance versus SK Gaming. Both teams won yesterday and look very strong. And then we end up with Super Hot Crew against Rocket. And that is actually a Rocket team who really needs to start winning. And after those games, we'll go directly into the European Challenger Series play-in round with 3 intense best-of-1 matches where Kobe and Freak will be calling the action.
And to further immerse yourself into the game, head over to lolesports.com where you can track all the statistics, check the schedule, watch VODs of matches and much more. Plus you can predict who will win their matchups today on the Rift.
Just go to the schedule link at the top of the page to see today's matchups and then vote on your picks. We'll be checking in throughout the show to see which teams you're actually voting for. And you can also find out how to get a seat in our live audience. You'll find everything you need to know at the tickets link, and you better hurry because the seats, they're going really, really fast.
And while you're on the interwebs, be sure to hit us up on Twitter at LOL Esports and tell us which European LCS Pro would you most like to have on your team and why?
I would probably pick someone like Aaronir. I like actually the kind of motivation he brings in, and every time you do something good, you can hear it from him, and he backs you up motivation-wise.
The question is, would anyone want you on their team, Preshow?
Oh,
Only a joke. I'd have you on my team any day of the week. Remember to use the hashtag LCS in your responses and we'll read our favorites later on in the show. Now let's send things over to Shox where she's standing by with 2 players who'll be facing off each other a little bit later on, Forgiven and J-Ree.
Thank you very much, Defeasy Joe. I'm Eve, your Shock supporter here with Forgiven from the Copenhagen Wolves and Millennium's J-Ree, of course. Welcome to the table, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey. So, Forgiven, let me talk about your guys' match yesterday versus Rocket. Impressive performance once again. How do you think you did in that matchup?
I think we did one of the best performances we did as a team in this LCS split. We were winning the early game, we were winning the top lane, and then with Maurice with amazing counter ganking top lane, we took 2 kills and tower and waves. Like from 500 gold, I think the gold went to 3,000, and then we played as a team that should play the advantage. We did the balance, we did stuff, and we successfully ended the game against Rocket.
Yeah. And then J-Ree, yesterday for you guys in Millennium, not the best day versus a strong Gambit, and some interesting things in Elise top for you guys as Swain. How do you think that match went for you?
Like we prepared really well against them, but like the Lule pick just outroamed the Swain really hard and basically carried the game for them.
Okay. Forgiven, something interesting yesterday was that Rocket targeted the ban to Caitlyn. They first picked Lucian, and we saw that you were kind of struggling with what you wanted to go with. Is that something you're working on, maybe broadening that champion pool a little bit?
I don't have a problem in champion pool as much as I think, because we are playing a lot of stuff in scrims, and in general, I have one of the biggest champion pools in Europe, but my team requires me to play as much picks as I can, but help the team sieging, putting pressure on global objectives, and having some sort of escape, because I think we are with Gambit the only team that doesn't play for the AD carry at all, because we have a limited going game to the rest of the team. And so if people think that I don't have a good sample pool, they can ban 3 AD carries and pick another one.
Okay, interesting. J-Ree, about your performance maybe, we saw a lot of MVPs of coming out of the support role. We had Evander and Mixa. Do you feel like you're having a bit of a harder time in the bottom lane? Are the bottom lanes of a higher level than they were maybe last split?
I don't think they're hard, like a better level, but I think overall, like the bot lane has changed from season 3 to season 4, and with more impact from supports. So that's why the supports are more MVP role.
How do you feel that you yourself can put more pressure on the game than you couldn't do last season?
Like before, I only play like Nami and stuff like that, but now it's more like playing carry supports basically, like doing engage and doing stuff like that. So I need to improve that, and then it'll be fine.
And you guys are going up against each other later, second match of the day, Copenhagen Wolves versus Millennium. We know the Wolves like to lane swap, but if you guys are up against each other, what is the biggest danger in playing versus them, and the other way around as well? Maybe you first, J-Ree.
They play really solid, like we saw last game, where they had like 100 CS more than Creaton. So we need to focus on that to get even or ahead in CS.
I don't know, the meta in bot lane is that you have to outplay the enemy support, and so if we manage to not shut down Jerry, but giving him a hard time, I think that we are going to have a success against them.
They will be targeting you.
What can I say?
So you guys, the first game that's coming up here today is of course Gambit as they take on Fnatic. We know about the losing streak that Fnatic is going through. Do you think they have a chance to take this one, Jerry?
Yeah, because everyone can win against everyone in the EU LCS, but I think Gamers are really strong, and I think they will win.
Kevin?
They are 0-8, but still they are one of the best teams in Europe. Like even let's say in a fantastic scenario that has 1% that they go 7-21, like 21 loses, they will still be one of the best teams. And individually, they are one of the best players in each position. So I expect Fnatic actually today to take a win.
All right, it's going to be a very interesting matchup, and yours, of course, as well. Good luck later in the day in your match, and thank you very much. Now it's time to take a quick break, but stay with us because our first match of the day is coming right up with Fnatic taking on a Gambit team that is looking to claim first place. We'll be right back.